Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Apocalypse Phoenix with the Apocalypse Phoenix Says podcast. How y'all doing today? Hey, so today's episode is like women in the workplace. We never wanted you there. So before we get started, that song there, that's Ooh off my album, Meet My Ego. You can find it Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, all those streaming services. It's Apocalypse Phoenix, Meet My Ego. What's up? And if you want, well, you're on my YouTube right here, but if you want to see more videos, you can go to my YouTube channel, Official Apocalypse YouTube. Official Apocalypse Phoenix on YouTube. All right, you guys. So before we get started, I want to give all praise to the Most High. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Jesus. All things are possible in your name. Amen. All right. So, the topic, like I said, women in the workplace. And I know it's going to come off like I'm fucking, oh, he hates women or something like that. I don't. I love women. I love women. But I'm just going to get into it, you know. Back in the day, when women wanted to get into the workplace, men were like, no. You know, no, thanks. And again, it's not. Men love women. We love you guys. But there's one thing, you know, as being a man, we have to know about women. We have to know about women. How we learn that you guys are very, you know, into your emotions. We learn you guys, you know, it's not a straight line for women, you know. You kind of go this way and that way and weigh in all kinds of different things and yada yada. And men, you know, we're more kind of just logical, step by step, and we want to, you know, we're forging forward. And so that's where things get mixed up sometimes, because we think we're the same, because we look the same, because we're humans. We think that everything that going on in our brain, we think exactly the same about everything. And that's where we're wrong. We don't. You know, we have different chemicals in our body. Men have more testosterone. Women have more estrogen. You know what I'm saying? Those chemicals make our bodies do certain things and make us respond in certain ways. And so that's why men with our testosterone, that's where we're kind of more, you know, we're more aggressive. We're more willing to get up and do things. But, you know, we're also less agreeable. We're more, you know, like I say, when it comes to confidence, things like that. Those are masculine traits, and that's the thing, you know, about those kind of traits. Yeah, you can learn them. You know, a female can learn to be more go-getter and stuff like that. But you know, a 5 foot, 120-pound woman and a 5 foot, 120-pound man, you know, that man, he's gonna be able to take her out every single time. Unless she's like some world, you know, there has to be extremes. There has to be extremes for a woman to take out a man. You know, like this man is incredibly short and this woman is incredibly tall, you know, and she's been lifting, you know, in that way she could smack a guy around, you know. So, you know, we're not talking about things like that. We're talking about heads up, even and even. The guys, you know, we're going to have more muscle. But it also goes around the other way, too. Like, there's things that women can do better than men. Like, we all know we wouldn't leave our children with fucking a group of buff dudes or a group of dudes. Like, really, daddy daycare wouldn't really work. You know, like, here's bringing my child to a bunch of men, no women at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't going to be down with that shit. And there's a bunch of other things, you know. And when it comes to nurturing, when it comes to, like they say, you know, women can multitask, and that's because they can be in the family watching, you know, the child while they're, you know, getting something done and then thinking about what they're going to be doing later for the day. There's, you know, we know what women are good at. You know, and we know what men are good at. So all this trying to, like, force us to be, like, more equal, it's not going to work. Jordan B. Peterson, he's always saying that, you know, in the countries where they have worked to get everything equal, men and women separate even more. You know, like the women go into nursing and teaching, those kind of careers, and men go into the STEM, you know, science, technology, math, what's the E stand for? Uh, see, science, technology, E, and M is math. Oh, engineers. You know, the studies show, you know, over in Scandinavian countries that you know, that gap is widening. You know, when you give men and women the freedom, as we do here in America, and we see it here in America too, which is where that pay gap comes from, because it's like here, you know, they say there's a pay gap in America, but the pay gap, you gotta ask, well, why? You know, and a lot of people are like, just because I'm a woman. No, the pay gap in America is because men and women have the option to choose what field, what career they want to go into. All right, so and we all have fucking freedom to choose whatever the fuck we want, and so women are choosing teaching. Like I said, you know, nursing, daycare centers, things like that. Men are choosing math, technology, engineering, science. You know, bricklayers. Most men are bricklayers. Most men are garbage collectors. You know, most garbage collectors are men. Most bricklayers are men. You know, most oil dudes working on oil rigs and fucking out there, you know, in Alaska or off the coast of Texas. You know, most, you know, of those workers are men. Most dangerous jobs are done by men. And so whenever it comes to a wage gap, you got to look at those things. Men tend to work more dangerous jobs that pay more. Men tend to work more hours, more overtime, so they get paid more. And so simple things like that is why there's a gap. It's not because straight up, you know, if you get hired to, say, a call service job or any job, if you get hired, but for this fucking example, if you get hired for a fucking call service job, right, you know, they're not going to be like, it says it pays you $18 an hour. You come in as a woman, they're not going to go like, you're hired, but you're getting $17. No, you get $18 to hire a man, $18. You know, okay, so like men and women are getting paid. And think about this, I've heard this argument, you know, brought up before too. If they paid women less than men for the straight up even jobs, then why wouldn't fucking companies just hire all women? If they knew they could get away with paying women less than men and then get the same job out of it, why not just hire all women? You know, because it's not true. They don't pay women less when it comes to how much earning you do because of the hours you put in and asking for raises and shit like that. Men excel in those areas, and that's why men earn more money even in the same job than a woman, because the man's going to put in more hours. The man's going to ask for a raise sooner when he sees that he's being of worth to the fucking company. So, you know, that's that goes into all that pay gap stuff. And then talking about the pay gap is going to lead me into what this whole fucking episode is about. It's, you know, the women in the workplace, women in the military. Like, we didn't want you guys there at all. We didn't want you guys there in the first place. And it's not because we don't like you. It's because of all this shit here. You know, men were getting up, leaving the house, going off to work, wherever it was, in the field, in the factory, in the office, wherever it was, and they knew they were dealing with men, and business got done. Boom, we were just fucking men handling our business. Business was getting done. Railroads, we got buildings, skyscrapers, bridges, you know, all kinds of shit just getting done by men. And then it's like, women, hey, we want to come in the workplace because this is the thing. We never asked you guys. We never fucking asked you guys to come into the workplace. We never asked you guys. All right, women? We never, it wasn't fucking men, hey, come to the workplace. You know, during World War II, when all the men were gone, yeah, hey, we need your help. Come to the workplace. It wasn't so you guys could stay there forever. And that's why it only worked too, because most of the men were gone. And so that's what I have to say about this is we didn't want women in the workplace in the first place because we knew the bullshit that we had to deal with at home was going to start coming into the workplace. Because again, we left home, woman, wife, at home with the children, taking care, doing all that great stuff that helped America get to where we needed to get to too, because if our families weren't safe, the men wouldn't be able to go out and do that. So everybody has their job. Women were doing their job, Men are doing their job. All right, and it was cool, man. Like I said, we were in the workplace. As soon as women started talking about, hey, we want to stay in the workplace, we worked when you guys were gone, which we thanked you guys. Hey, but please go back. But it was like, no, we want to work, we want to work. And we didn't want it because we knew this bullshit was going to come. Because when it was all men, it was just all men. We could bullshit. We could call on the phone, hey, asshole, I need fucking invoice number 5. Hey, babe, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. Hey, yo, you little dick. Blah. You know, guys being guys. We could walk to a room, fucking fart. Blah. You know, oh, shit, man. And this could be like in an office, in a high-rise, you know, in New York or something, San Francisco. Men just being men, walking into a room, farting, burping, but getting shit done. Getting shit done. When women came into the fucking office, you know, and not to say that there wasn't like secretaries, nurses, you know, daycare centers. There's a lot of places where women were working. So, you know, get that out of your head too. There were places where women could work, you know, but it was just most jobs were men dominated. And it was because we wanted to get work done. As soon as women came into the work field, man, it's like, sexual harassment. Why, guys? Looking at my boobs. Look at these guys. They're fucking looking at my ass. Guys are pigs. Why can't you? And I just was talking with my daughter about this the other day because I'm like, Jay, I'm telling her, I'm like, we didn't, men didn't want women in the workplace in the first place for these things. And she's like, well, why don't you guys just stop? And it's like, really? Stop being a man? Stop all my internal processes and biological fucking chemical reactions and all this shit going on here in my fucking nuts. These nuts in your mouth. Alright? Like, how can we stop that? So that was the thing. And it's like, see, so women want to be able to do what they want, come into the workforce, and then they want men to change, to be more womanly. Like, that, we don't fucking want that. We want to be men. We're fucking men. We're born men. You know, when we're little kids, we're fucking running around. We're on jungle gyms. You know, we're fucking just jumping off of fucking... I remember me and my brother used to jump off of the toilet, like, head first into the fucking bathtub, man. That's fucking little boys. And when we grow up, that shit don't stop. That shit don't stop in us. We're fucking more manly. We're fucking more manly. You know, as we get older, but fucking society says, no, curb that back. And so work was the spot where we could still be men. But as soon as women got in the workplace, men have to change. You guys are dogs. You guys are pigs. This guy's looking at my tits. This guy's looking at my ass. Well, when you guys weren't in the workforce, we didn't have to deal with that. Same thing with the military. Oh, there's like, and it fucking sucks. And I'm not for any sexual assault, rape, or any of that shit. I am against it. I am against all of that shit. If you do any of that shit, sexual assault anyone, if you rape a woman or anything, you're a fucking coward. You're a fucking pussy. You belong where you belong, and you deserve whatever the fuck you get. All right, that is my stance on that shit. For any of you fucking pussies out there. All right. But the thing is that I'm going to is none of this shit would be happening if women weren't in the workplace, women weren't in the military. Because men are going to be men, and especially in the military, you're talking about knowing that you're going to that you're training and gearing up to fucking go battle other men with fucking machine guns, with wars, with, airplanes, bombs, hand-to-hand fucking combat, going through the mud, through the fucking jungle. Like, that's the most fucking manliest thing you can do. And yeah, women could be nurses, and there's places where women could work, but joining in our fucking ranks, in our fucking foxholes, like, I'm sorry, a 150-pound woman is not going to be able to carry a 6 foot, 200-something pound man. Now, me, as a fucking man, 5'5", 150, I can carry a 6 foot motherfucker, 200 pounds. Alright? And that's the shit that we're talking about. We have to give up this in order for y'all to get that. And then we don't even get the fucking benefits. We get no benefits from having you guys joining in the ranks and shit. And that's why we're against it. And number two, I'm gonna keep going. Fuck. At number fucking 2, it fucking. Oh, fuck. Train of thought. Okay, where were we? Foxholes, I could carry a motherfucking dude. Man. Oh! Oh, man. Talking about, okay, you guys want to be in the workplace. Goddamn. Well, I'll just go on because there's more. You know, oh, this is what I was going to say. Yeah. So, if all you women want to be astronauts, fucking pilots, in the military, fucking doctors and shit, like, who going off to war, dying in these dangerous jobs, like, who the fuck is going to have the kids? Women need to have kids. If all you guys are out of the house, all working, all have careers, who's going to have the kids? And in America, we're fucking already facing a deficit. The population for America is going to be going down as the years go because we're not having enough kids. You know, and then you add fucking abortions, 100,000 to 300,000 abortions every fucking year. That's a year. Those are kids that could be packing up this country. And don't believe the hype when they say everything's fucking overrun and shit. Like, really look at some YouTube videos about how much capacity the earth could really hold of people. I saw this video the other day. It said, like, for the spaces that we use now, we could fit 38 billion people easily on the places that we have people now. That's not even talking about opening up new areas, you know, getting places livable that aren't as livable, or fucking like making houses, things like that. That's not even talking about the technology and the shit that we could do whenever it gets to that point. But 38 billion people could live on Earth comfortably, and we're like at 8 billion now. So we're nowhere near max capacity, man. So all this shit about having kids and blah, 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 fuck that. We need children. Like Nas said, hood rats, quit abortioning your wombs. We need warriors soon. You know, this is all for America, man. We need people. We need fucking, we need to be having kids. You know, I'm looking for a family. I'm looking for a good woman, good faithful woman in the church. You know, I want to find a good woman and have family with her, have some kids, have some awesome kids, because we're going to do the traditional way. She's going to stay home and raise our kids. She's going to teach them our values. She's going to teach them our, you know, all this stuff. All the things of making a great human. Responsibility. God damn. Responsibility, accountability, discipline. Like, bro, it's gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be off the chain. Having some more kids. I have a daughter. She's 20. She's awesome. She's off the chain. It's crazy, man. But I want more children. I want more children. I'm still a young man. I'm still young. And I can still have kids, and I can still have kids, you know, 40, 50, 60 years old. I can still have a family. And that's what I'm building for, man, because, you know, I started my legacy. I want to continue creating my legacy, and so that legacy can go on, you know, and that's going to start in the home with my wife, you know, instilling the fucking values and morals that we want for our children. They're gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be fucking awesome. So that, you know, so who's gonna be having the kids? We're already facing a deficit in children being born. You know, we have to face all these allegations of sexual assault, SA. We got to deal with all these things of being pigs because we're looking at girls' boobs and we're looking at girls' butts. Like, what, guys? Looking at girls? Oh, you know, it's like, well, you guys got to be fucking professionals. You guys got to be professionals. But it's to the point nowadays where you can't even give a glance at a woman. I just saw a fucking video the other day where it's like this girl, basically it looked like she was setting the dudes up so she could fucking, you know, call them pervs. So she sets up her video camera in the gym, okay, Then she has a shirt on. Why she's still clothed? Okay, whatever. We all know it's a thirst trap. So she puts up her phone there. She goes to go like she's gonna start working out. You know, she's looking around as she's taking off her shirt. You know, and then she takes off her shirt. Again, there's some guys there. They're gonna look, which plainly you see in the video. They're like, because they see a girl taking off her shirt, so you look. Oh, okay, wow. You know, they turn. She starts. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Can I help you? Do you need something? Can I help you? You know, so just because they look like a natural thing that men do is look, and especially if you're wearing a shirt, you know, it's a little low. I mean, you know, oh, so you're blaming us the way you dress? No. What I'm saying is men are going to look because we're a program too. That's how we work. We see some breasts, we're gonna look. We see a nice ass, we're gonna look. If it's around us all day, we're gonna keep looking. And yeah, there comes a point for you men. There comes a point where you can have some fucking composure. You know. So we can maintain some composure and show these women that, hey, we ain't these fucking thirsty ass dogs. But you got to get some game, and you got to have been around some women to get to that point. So I don't expect every fucking man out here to do that. But you can get to that point where you're fucking good around women. So if you're not good around women and you're one of them creeps that's all, you know, get you some game. But that's what men knew, that not every man is the same. And yes, some men can accept and have women working around them and they'll be fine. You know, we'll catch our little glances and do what we do, but we'll maintain our composure. But we knew most men aren't like that. Most men are gonna have fucking eyes popping out of their fucking head. You know, gonna be sending flowers and shit to women that don't want them just because they were nice to them. You know, and all this shit that you guys wanted to take part in, and we got to deal with it. And then you guys over there like, well, we got to deal with it. We're the ones being essayed, and we're the ones being looked at and oogled and blah, 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 blah. Again, it never would have happened if y'all didn't even want to get into the workplace. So it's not out of hate. It's not out of spite. We want our women to be women. We want our women to be feminine. Not these go-getting hustlers and bosses. You want our women to be kind, compassionate, sincere, loyal, peaceful, caring. You know, staying at home, raising the children so that their children are raised with your morals, your values, not the daycare center, not the fucking school. And they're going to be secure in themselves and know themselves because they're going to be taught the right things, and they're going to be able to fucking experience life for real, not with this fucking shit in front of their face. And that's what's going to happen, man. That's what's going to happen. I know God is good, and that's the plan He has for me. And that's why I'm here sharing this. Again, it's not that we did it. It's not, you know, we love women. We love y'all. We love you. We love the fuck out of y'all. That's why we do what we do, you know, and us knowing that work needs to be done. And would I rather just work my 8 to 10 hours without any kind of fucking obstructions or distractions, you know, if I could just go to work and not be distracted and get to fucking work, that's what I want. That's what we're talking about when it comes to fucking. Oh, this other third thing that I brought up. So, no, this other thing too is like, so when it comes to work and jobs, there are only so many jobs out there. It's already hard enough for a man to find a job, and then you throw women into the workforce, and now we gotta have even more fucking jobs. So think about it, man. All these guys, all these men out here, it's hard to find a job, blah, blah, blah. Take all the women out the workforce. How many more jobs are going to be opening up so that men can go work and be providers for their families? You know what I'm saying? And then the women can be the at-home caregivers. You know, that would open up way more jobs for men. Men could be out there again earning, being providers for women. You know, being able to move out of their house to get them an apartment, save up for a house, have a car. Like, you know, a single guy can't really do that right now. A young single guy, he's fucking still living at home with his mom and shit, being coddled by his parents, which is going to keep him softer longer, you know. And so, that's why. So that's why at the beginning, men were like, "Nah, man, we don't want women in the workforce. We don't want women in the military." Again, it's not because we didn't want you guys. It's not because we hate women. We love women. It's because we knew that a bunch of bullshit was gonna come with it. We got to deal with the gossip. We got to deal with the men are pigs. We got to deal with the office romances, and we got to deal with the office backstabbing. All this shit. That we wouldn't have to be fucking dealing with if it was just men back in the workforce. We'd have a whole lot of more jobs available for men. Women would be at home raising the children like we're meant. Like, do you guys realize you were meant to do that? We were meant to come together to create life and then raise it together. And the man has to go out to go get the stuff to take care of the family, and the mother takes care of the family. You guys were literally created for this shit. And going against it is what's fucking it up. So we need more children being born. We need more caring, loving mothers. And we need more men in the workplace, being providers. Simple and plain, man. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna like this shit. Fuck him, work. I could go get work. Not saying that you can't. Not saying you can't. Not saying you can't. You can get an education. You can be smart. You can do stuff. Help your husband from home. If he's an accountant, you can learn accounting and help him out. If he's a photographer, you can learn something about photography, help him out. Whatever your husband is, you can learn about that and help him out. So you guys are working together, when you can. Understand your major role is to take care of the children. And that don't mean you gotta I gotta be at home all day. No, you get to choose what you do throughout the day. You're the boss. You get to choose what places you guys go to, how long, what things get done in the house and when. That's all up to you. You get to create your world. And when your man is out there working and earning money and you guys are able to save, guess what? Now you can go on trips. Now you can take vacations, get away from the work, leave the children with the grandparents every once in a while, go off for a little weekend retreat. You can do that shit when your husband is the provider, making that money, and you're taking care of the kids. Because that's another thing I want to say. Ever since women started working also, things have gotten more expensive because, and this is all just my opinion, but I base my opinion on some educated things. I make educated guesses. And one of my things is like one of the reasons also why most people that are single can't make it. You can't afford a decent apartment and have a car and have all kinds of money in your pocket on a regular wage because prices have gone up. And it's like, wouldn't have and this is before this crazy ass inflation that's in us now, but it's like, whoa, rents are raising everywhere in the country. Prices of all goods and services are going up, and it's like, why? And then I'm looking at all this data, and I'm looking at these videos, and I'm hearing people talk, and then it struck me. It was like, whoa, well, fucking before there was only a one income household. The man was going out and getting the bread. Well, now where the husband and wife are working, boyfriend and girlfriend, but now it's two income households because they both got jobs. Well, what happens when people have more money? The price of things go up. So if you and your husband are working, so back then, let's just say this scenario. When the man was only working, he was bringing home that, say, $40,000 a year. $40,000 a year. All right? So rent was about $600 a month or something like that, all right? Pretty steady. Well, you add his wife now is making $25,000, $30,000 a year. So now these people are making $60,000. Well, if you're making $60,000, am I going to be charging you $600 for rent when you could afford $1,000? And our car's going to stay, in a good price when you guys are making double? So prices go up, rent, houses go up. And it's because everybody has, not everybody, but a lot of people have two income households. So they're driving the prices of everything up. And that's fucking over the single people. You know, another thing that's come about from, empowerment, going out and getting that job. Now everything's more expensive. And this is what you guys wanted. This is what women wanted. All these things that are happening, you guys wanted it. And men were like, nah, we're pretty sure you don't want none of this shit. You guys don't want none of this. We were like, nah, just stay in the home. Keep doing what y'all were doing. It's worked. You guys are so good at it. It's fucking brought us through millennium, through thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Women staying home, raising the children. That's how we fucking got here. So we were like, nah. But here we go. Coming to the workplace. All these fucking problems. And whose fault is it? It's the man's fault. It's men's fault. Y'all asked for this. We tried to tell you. We tried telling you. Y'all don't want none of this. And it was for our peace and for your peace. But now that you guys are all up in the workforce, and then now men are wanting to be stay-at-home fucking dads, like this shit is just not working. It's not working. We see it's not working. We see what's happening with it. How about we take it back to that traditionalism, that traditional way, that traditional family values? Let's take it back to that. See what happens. See if the prices of like houses, rent, and things go down when people have only one income households. I know it would be hard. Economically, it'd be fucking hard. Everybody, because everybody would have to, like I said, the women would have to go not work, men would start working, but it'd be one income household. Like it would take time for the prices to come down, so people would have to like live in poverty, and nobody wants to do that. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be fucking hard. But what we can do, we don't need all the women to quit like their jobs. Like you're there, you're working, whatever. But what we can do is have all the women, the young women, like, yo, you can go to school, you can get a cool job, but getting that career and doing it on your own, that's not the way it's gonna work. And we even know nowadays that fucking doing that, a woman staying single and not getting married and not having children, those are like some of the saddest people in the world today. Oh, also, women are the fastest growing population of homeless people because they have no children, they have no families, it's just them. They didn't save enough for retirement. And so now a lot of women are getting thrown out into the streets. And if you look around, there's a lot of women out there homeless. And it's because they played into that. They didn't have no relationship. They didn't need no man. They didn't have no guy. I don't need no motherfucking kids. I don't need no man. They did that. And now they're on the street because nobody's there to watch out for them. Like, what do you women think? What are you women thinking when you guys hear this shit? You don't need a man. You go get yours. Go get you your bag. You don't need kids, or you could wait till you're damn near 30. Wait till you're in your 30s to have kids. Like, that ain't gonna work either. You want to do all your hoe shit or have all your fun, spend your 20s finding yourself. By the time you're 30 to 35, you've lost it. You've lost 80% of your eggs or so. And when you're 35 to 40, that's called a geriatric pregnancy. Very low fucking low rates of birth at those ages. It's hard. And yeah, you probably be like, oh, well, this person had a baby in her 30, past 35. She had a kid at close to 40. Like, understand, I bet you they tried for years. And I bet you that also they have to pay somebody, get some doctors involved. And so if you notice also, there's like in vitro fertilization billboards like popping up everywhere. And again, I live in fucking Fresno, California. And they're popping up here. So I know they're popping up all over the place. And those in vitro fertilization fucking clinics aren't for the 20-year-olds out there. They can have fucking babies. That's because women are waiting 30, 35, 40, trying to have kids. And it's fucking expensive. And it hardly ever works. So if you're waiting and you're fucking betting on that, it's not a sure fucking bet. So, I mean, women get into the workplace, then you don't need a man, and so you don't get married, and then you don't have children, and then when you get older, you're all alone, and there's nobody there to fucking watch out for you, and you don't have any savings because you're too busy partying, and women have more debt than women hold 80% of consumer debt because y'all just buy shit, and so you're in debt, and then now you're becoming homeless. That's what you have to look forward to. You have to be making like $100, $200, $300,000 a year as a woman by yourself to be able to save enough for your retirement. So if you're a woman and you're not making over $100,000 a year continuously for the next 10 to 20 years, then you are going to need a man in your life. And if you're out of shape, and if you're waiting too long, that's on you. You can hit the gym, you can look sexy, but if you can't have kids, there are going to be men that don't want you strictly for that fucking reason, because they want kids. I heard a story yesterday. This guy and this girl in love. It was Sarah Garvey from Just Pearly Things channel. It could be somebody else, but the story was saying that a guy and a girl, they got together. You know, when they were younger, they knew each other. They're like, hey, when we're older, if we're not married, let's get married. And time went on. They're in their 30s. They got together. They were very much in love. They tried to have kids. They kept trying to have kids. It wasn't happening. Doctors are like, we don't think you can have children. The guy then went to the woman. He was like, yo, I love you to death, but I want children and you can't give me children. So it pained him to leave her, but he left her because he wanted children. And so if you're waiting till your 30s to have kids, you're fucking playing a dangerous fucking game. Don't believe the hype. You know, so that's this whole video. Not saying, you know, just talking about why men didn't want women in the workplace in the first place. You know, back in 1920s, 40s, 50s and all that shit. But then, hey, you guys wanted it. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And now, you know, look at all the shit that we have to deal with because of it. And look at the shit you're dealing with. Single, no children, homeless. That's what you have to look forward to in the future. So, you know, we love you. Think about it. Think about staying home, though, and being a nurturing, caring mother for your children. Think about that and that life. A great story I heard again from Cobra Tate. He's talking about he's at his grandma's 93rd birthday party, and he said his grandma had 9 children. Her children had children, and they had children, and it was her 93rd birthday. And he looked, and there were 70 people alive because of that one woman. Now that's a legacy that you could share with the man. Think about it, women. Think about it. You know. Also, too, you know, this is true. I've gone here and there since I started, and I'm gonna start doing it. You know, catch me in videos. I'm gonna start doing videos out and about. But I've asked women as they're at work, hey, if it was up to you, you know, and I start off too. I'm like, yo, I know I don't know you. It's gonna be a kind of crazy question, but if it was up to you, would you rather stay at home with your children, or would you rather come to work every day? And guess what the answer has been? Stay at home with the children. So go work then, you know, go work and see what work is like. See if you like it. See if that's what you want to get up and do every day for the rest of your life. And then understand as a woman that you don't have to have that. You can be raising a family. You can be waking up to your children every day and then staying home with your children and teaching them, playing with them, and as they grow, having them help you, like those kind of memories and things. A trip overseas, it's never gonna equal that. And I know I have a child, and I'm a man, so I can only imagine like the bond of a mother and her daughter. And so again, think about it. Go get up and go to work every day. And this is the thing too. I don't want to hear that shit talking about, well, what if a man fucking leaves you? What if a man leaves you? Like, why does it immediately go to that? What if he's gonna be overpowering you? Like, if that's how men were throughout history, this shit wouldn't work. Relationships wouldn't be working. If every fucking relationship, the man was just smacking the bitch around and fucking telling her what to do. Hey, listen to me, bitch. Nah, y'all got it twisted again. Listening to all the fucking movies and everything. We got along. We've always gotten along. That's what got us here. Men were going out and fucking doing what they had to do and hunting and shit and building, and women were taking care of the family at home, raising, teaching the children, morals, values. We loved it, and we kept doing it, and we kept doing it, and we kept doing it for thousands and thousands of years. We've been together in harmony, working together, not oppressing women, taking care of our women, making sure they were safe and protected at home with the children. We were making this world safe for you guys to walk around in. Man, this shit's crazy. Talking all that shit, man. All right, y'all. Kind of ranted out right now for this, but you know, let me finish what I was saying. You know, we work together, so a man isn't gonna take time and effort and get with the woman, impregnate her, make a room for the baby and buy clothes and do all this shit just to leave a woman. Men aren't leaving women actually nowadays. Fucking half of all divorces, half of all marriages are ending in divorce. Women are initiating 80 to 90% of all divorces. So women are leaving. Women are the ones fucking taking off out of the marriages. It's not men. I know when I get married, I'm getting married to the church only. Fuck the state shit. Fuck all this getting half, blah blah blah. Fuck that. That's another reason why men are getting scared, because it's like you see that. Fuck, if you get married, you have a 50% chance of half of your shit getting taken. So we don't want that, because there's all these things set up for women to be able to do that and not have to deal with the consequences immediately, but there's fucking consequences that you're facing. Single mothers create most of the fucking criminals in the world. Single mother households. Most criminals and degenerates in the world come from single mother households. If you get divorced, then you get half of the house, or keep the house and money and car and all that. So there's like almost incentives to get divorced now, and especially again if you're working. So because the divorce was for back in the day when a woman didn't have a career and stuff, and so yeah, if they were gonna get divorced, because that was the thing, because back in the day divorce was, everybody tried everything to not get divorced back in the day. So if you got divorced, then yeah, you got some of the man's property because you didn't work, because you chose to stay home and raise the kids. We knew that's how it worked, that you were going to stay home and you weren't going to have savings and stuff. So divorce was to help anybody like that. And it was also meant to like stop you from divorcing. But the way we have it nowadays, it's a come up for a woman to divorce her man nowadays and shit. So that's why it's been all fucked up. But like I said, men were beating women all crazy, and men weren't just fucking controlling women crazy from back in the day, or else it wouldn't have worked. We love women. We love you guys. We take care of you. We've loved you. Yes, there's fucking stupid bad apples. There were men that were too controlling, and there were men that fucking, that were hitting their women. But fuck them, man. We're not talking about those men. Stay away from those men. If a man does any of that shit to you, leave him immediately. I don't fucking hang around for that shit. You know, anybody doing that shit to you, yeah, he deserves to get fucked up. But for the men that aren't, most men, 95% of men that you can fucking, that are out here walking around that you can find you a good man. And if you choose to stay home and raise the children, he will take care of you. It will be all good. It's worked for thousands of fucking years, man. It's gonna keep working. We see what's going on with this backwards shit. Now it's backwards. Everything's backwards, man. Women have more mental health problems. Women are fucking taking all kinds of prescription pills to deal with their mental health issues. You guys fucking are childrenless, familyless, out on the streets. Like, man, the traditional way is starting to look pretty good now, isn't it? Yeah, man. So that's why I'm talking about this. I want to help y'all. I want to let you know we love you. We don't want you in the workplace, not because we hate you, but because y'all a headache. But we just want to get work done because you guys, you great, beautiful women, were meant to raise our wonderful children. And we just want to be able to go to work and not have to deal with no bullshit. And we just want to just work and be men at work. That's it, man. That's it. It's all love. So this is Apocalypse Phoenix. Stay on the lookout for more videos, more content coming out. It's gonna get crazy, y'all. I'm getting a Twitch. Whenever I get to the point, you know, I'm gonna do Patreon, whatever the fuck. All that. I got TikTok, man. Y'all gonna find me on TikTok. I'm take over TikTok, y'all. Apocalypse Phoenix. So y'all take care. God bless you. Stay safe. I'll see you for the next episode. Peace.